Hello and welcome to the Matthias Warrior channel. This week I'm going to be going over one of this season's meta weapons. I will be showing the setup I have as well as the rest of the loadout. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and also make sure to turn the notifications on so then this way you know whenever I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay. Okay, so the uh, first we have the Fara, which is one of this season's metas. Um, I have this set up as, let's see, the muzzle is the flashguard 5.56. I'm using the barrel 19.5-inch Liberator. I have the KGB skeletal stock. For the underbarrel, I used just the regular foregrip. For ammunition, I have the Spetsnaz 50 round. And that's it. As you can see, I have the accuracy up a little bit. Damage is about as high as I can get it. I've tried getting it more, but it doesn't work. Range, I have pretty high. Fire rate, it's about the same. I can't get that one increased either. Mobility is a little up, and control is a little more than the range. So that's my Fara setup. And then for the secondary, because I have the overkill perk, I have the LW3 Tundra. And for that one, I'm just using a flash hider, 0.308 for the muzzle. It's got an axial arms 3 times for the optic. And for the underbarrel, I'm using a front grip with a fast mag ammunition, as well as a drop shot wrap on the rear grip. And right now, this gun is pretty much set up for accuracy, damage, and range, as well as control. It's a little beefed on the mobility, but not too much. And let's see, the perks I have double time, overkill, like I mentioned, tracker, just because it makes it easier to find people. Because when you're doing solos, everybody's camped. And then I also have the heartbeat sensor. Now, typically what I do is I try to aim to get my loadout manually. And then usually what I do is when the first auto loadout comes in, which is usually like 10 seconds before second circle. Actually, I think it's like 10 seconds before each circle, but I try to switch it up to my first loadout then, which is basically set the same way, only for those perks I have Ghost. And because of Ghost, I have to have a secondary weapon, which is either a pistol or I think it's melee, or I want to say launchers. So basically all I do is when I pick that up, I just swap it back out for the LW3 Tundra when I drop it. The only reason why I have it set up that way is because I've been spectating a lot towards the end of the matches, and a lot of people are using a heartbeat sensor. So by using Ghost, it makes it harder for UAV and heartbeat sensor. That's the only reason why I have that set up. All right, so without further ado, we will go ahead and show the demonstration. If you'll also notice too, because it was recorded prior. I did screw up on the second loadout. I accidentally hit the 10th loadout, which really didn't hurt me, but I prefer to have the first loadout. And also, when I do hit the third loadout, I forgot I had the optics. The reason why I don't use optics on the Black Ops guns is I'm not a big fan of them. I lose a lot of field of view, and because I'm not a PC player, I have no way of adjusting field of view. I've already looked through the PS4 settings, and they, for some reason, won't let me change the field of view. So that's why I pretty much no scope on anything mid to long or short to mid. It just makes it easier for me to see people on the sides. All right, so with that all being said, let's get to it.
Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you get moving. Targets are up. Get to work. Ground. Enemy UAV overhead.
I'm moving.
Loadout drop headed your way. Enemy UAV overhead. 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 Loadout drop headed your way. Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Enemy UAV overhead.
Moving.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
Need recon on my position.
UAV entering the AO. Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Gas is inbound. Enemy UAV overhead. 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 Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Enemy UAV overhead.
Need recon on my position.
UAV entering the AO.
You're losing ground.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy dropping into the AO. Final deployment is making ready. Your window's closing fast. Gas is closing. Get to the safe zone. Enemy UAV overhead. Friendly loadout drop on the way. Enemy UAV overhead. You're losing ground. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV. Enemy UAV. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Five remain. We lost that one, but we'll come back stronger next time. Only 10 are left.